Hey, thanks for tuning in to episode 4 of Talk Troopers. If you do go over to our website, talktroopers.com, we do have the button up now where if you would like to do our intro for us, maybe plug your own venture, whether that's a website or podcast, feel free to do that. Or if you just want to leave us a message that maybe you want us to respond to. So head over to talktroopers.com and see what some of the guidelines for that is. Otherwise, enjoy the episode. Oh, I did write this down. I can't
The
believe I
bolt of
forgot about it.
lightning.
Yeah, so
You just saw inspiration strike, everybody.
if you're watching us on YouTube, there's a light right above my head right there. I did not know this, my little notebook here. The Neo Geo Pocket, which I've come across it a few times and I just never picked one up, and I kind of kicked myself. I'm
Wait.
like,
There's a Neo Geo Pocket?
oh yeah. It's
So the 3 games on the Neo Geo got ported?
yeah. It might have been
wow.
4 even. But you could serial connect. So Neo Geo had all the Capcom games, and one of the
That's a big word for what they had.
4 games. And but see how that all works well.
Not going to talk about the extensive 3DO library
Yeah, well, let's put it right behind the TurboGrafx 16. But
and the Jaguar.
yeah, who knew TurboGrafx 16 was going to stand for 16 games? But it
Did they reach 16?
I think they might have had 16. I'm not positive. I think the PC Engine over in Japan did better. But
Well, if they had 16, they should have stopped right there no matter what, because there you go, there's your 16.
It would have been perfect. They're like, hey,
Perfect marketing.
we didn't lie. We did it. Now I got to come back to that Turbo 16. But the Neo Geo Pocket, there's a serial connection on the back of the Dreamcast. You could plug your Neo Geo Pocket into the Dreamcast and transfer all your data for Capcom games, because Marvel vs. Capcom was on the Dreamcast, which was an amazing fighting game. And it's a small detail. Nobody probably ever did it. Well, I'm sure somebody did. But I don't know. I think it's cool that 2 companies that are basically competitors worked with each other back then. The TurboGrafx,
Competitors, eh?
well, I mean, kind of.
For that 6 months that Neo Geo wasn't around.
Yeah, pretty much. Neo Geo is more of a arcade brand. Well, actually, Sega was more of an arcade brand too, now that I think about it. They were both arcade brands.
Well, Nintendo started there too, didn't they?
Yeah, Nintendo cabinets and everything. I mean, they all were in that field except for probably Microsoft, but
Well, that was after the arcade stuff had come and gone.
Oh yeah, long after that. The TurboGrafx 16 though, and I didn't write this down. This is just because you brought it up. I did want one, and I'm glad I didn't buy one because it was so damn expensive, and there was no titles really for it. But the cool thing is you could play the cartridge on your portable or your system. It was kind of like a weird version of the original Switch. But you could play it on both. It was kind of like having the Sega Genesis Nomad, except less titles. But I always thought that was cool. They came out with a system that was designed to be portable or be played on a console. At least they were trying to think of, a cool accessory. That's more of a side note than anything. Speaking of companies playing well together, though, so Super Smash Brothers, I still don't understand how this happened, but I guess there are other characters from other companies in it. Mike from Minecraft, which I didn't even know his name's Mike. I don't play Minecraft. But I still thought it was pretty cool that Microsoft owns it. That is going to be the next character in Super Smash Brothers. And then they made a comment about joking around about how the guy who picks the characters can get anyone in it. And they said, yeah, they should try to get Master Chief in it. And I guess they put it on Twitter or something. And Xbox came back and said, just waiting for the invitation. And I'm like, I don't give 2 craps. I like Super Smash Brothers. I always play as Bob the Robot, though. But
Bobby the Robot, he's got some moves.
I know all his moves, so I always play as just him. And I actually really do like that game on my 3DS. I'd probably like it on a console, too, if I ever took the time to sit down. Once again, portable works for me. But
I like it on Switch. It's fun to play.
Well, yeah, I have it on the Switch, too. I have played on it. Yeah, I don't love the game. I really like that game. But the fact that Microsoft would even consider putting one of their characters on it, I think that's pretty cool. I like it when companies can talk to each other. I think we get the best stuff when companies can talk to each other and work with each other on stuff.
Well, then guess what? Your move, Sony, get Crash Bandicoot on there.
Did that happen?
No, they should do it, though. If Microsoft's willing to play ball, Sony should get involved.
Maybe... Maybe I just heard something. Maybe someone else requested that then too, because I heard Super Smash Brothers and Crash Bandicoot in the same conversation. I just thought it was on there, but maybe that was something else.
I mean, Crash, he's already got a move. He's got that mask he can have for like a power-up. He's got those like gourds he can throw that you have to collect for currency. There's plenty of moves that Crash could do.
That would be cool. Well, Christ, there's enough.
He could spin. He has that spin.
Oh, that would be good, because that's one of Rob Robot's moves that I like.
Yeah.
That would be
Master
pretty cool.
Chief is basically going to have the same skill set as Snake. I mean, he's got a gun. He's going to be Samus, Snake. It'll be Master Chief, the same thing.
Who is Snake? Because
Snake is Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, who owns it? Because Metal Gears are always...
That's Konami.
That's right,
Isn't
it is Konami. Yep, nope, you're right, it is. Because Snake's Revenge was Konami, I believe, also. And that was actually on the Nintendo before they called it Metal Gear. Actually, something tells me there might have been a Metal Gear before Snake's Revenge, but Snake's Revenge is the first time I ever knew about Snake.
Metal Gear was on the Nintendo.
Yeah, there was a Metal Gear, but there was also a Snake's Revenge.
That was probably the second one on. It probably was Nintendo still.
I think that was the second one, and it was Nintendo. I did not know. I never played the first one, though. And I just remember playing Snake's Revenge and going, oh, this is a cool game. Because even though I don't like stealth games, back then, I thought it was really cool that if they didn't see you, you could keep going, and I could sneak through a whole board. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Even though it's not the first game I ever played like that. It was just, at the time, those were good graphics, and it was kind of cool that I could do it.
Well, I beat Metal Gear Solid 4 running and gunning. I didn't hide for shit.
See, I don't remember which one it was. It was the one for PlayStation 2, though, that was a really big deal when it came out. Like, oh, this is it.
No, this one was for 3.
Okay, the one for PlayStation 2 that was really big didn't work for me. And when I took it back to GameStop, not Game Trade, sorry, they're awesome. When I took it back to GameStop in the Brookfield Mall, they would not exchange it for me. And I remember being pissed, and I never played another one again after that.
What is that?
Metal Gear. Sorry, there was a delay. For anyone listening, Scott did not have an aneurysm that we're aware of. I actually had to pause the recording.
I was just trying to think of where the hell we left off, but yes, okay.
Yeah, Metal Gear.
I'm back on the train now.
Yeah, that's why I actually listened to the last clip. I cheated.
Oh, I see. You make me look like a fool.
Yes.
Well, my friend, I don't need your help for that.
Yeah, but I'd like to take part.
No, the only one I ever really played was the 2, I think it was on PlayStation 2, whatever that one was, 3, and then 4 on the PS4. Other than that, I never touched them.
There was one where you couldn't run and gun it. You had to, and maybe it was the one on the PlayStation 2 where the first part of it you had to stealth. And I'm like, this sucks. I don't want to. I just want to shoot these guys.
No, wait, let me rephrase. Now that I remember correctly, I think I had the PlayStation 1 version. Because it was like a case with like 3 discs in it. I remember having that one.
Oh, that one I never played. I was a siphon filter person back then.
That's the one where you could, where the one boss, Psycho Mantis, I think, read your memory card while you played it when you fought that character in the boss battle. It read your memory card and said something about what you had saved.
Oh, really? That's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah. Not that I ever got that far, but I read about it.
That's all that matters. That you can read.
I don't know. I'm still the same way that if I feel like I'm getting stuck on a game, I throw it aside for like 6 months, and maybe I'll come back to it. Maybe I don't.
I'm the same way. That, or I'll find a game laying around that I completely forgot about, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna start playing this one again. And now I'm looking at all my systems here, and I'm just like, oh.
For me, that was the Resistance for PlayStation 3. Remember that the first Resistance? It was the first-person shooter with aliens and things. I got it and I played it for like a couple days and I put it aside. I didn't go back to it for like a year and played right through it. Just like didn't stop.
Did they make one for the PlayStation?
This was on PlayStation.
No, just PlayStation 1, the first one?
No, I think this was the first time I think that one was out was PlayStation 3.
Maybe it was PlayStation 3 then. Because I had one called The Resistance and it was that type of game and I bought it because it was almost nothing. It got marked down to nothing. And to this day, I still never played it.
I played and beat the first 2, and then there was 3, and I didn't get very far on that.
See, now I want to crack that out.
You know what games I really love? The BioShock ones.
So the Move, I have the gun for the PlayStation Move, and that's pretty fun actually on there.
BioShock?
Yeah.
There was one thing I wish they'd have done. The game is beautiful and it's fun and they're all great. I wish when you beat the game there was a mode to go through and just look at everything. No bad guys, no nothing. Just look at all the surroundings in the world that they built. That would have been really cool.
Wait, is BioShock the one with the dude with the Submariner looking outfit with the drill on
Yeah,
his
the
hand?
Big Daddy. Yeah.
I'm thinking Killzone's what I'm thinking. Sorry, that was a movie
Oh,
game.
Killzone's a good one too, but
Yeah.
BioShocks, those are great games.
I never played BioShock, and everyone said it was good. I wonder if I... Oh, you know what? That was not exclusive to the PlayStation, correct? That was on Xbox also?
Yeah.
I have it. That was, it came in, like, remember when I told you I'll go on eBay sometimes and I'll just buy bundles of games?
Yeah.
I got it in there. I just haven't played it yet. I really should. My 360 is always hooked up. It's not because I favor it over anything else. It's just, it's easy to hook up. It's easy to use, HDMI. It doesn't argue when I try to do screen capturing like the PlayStation does. PlayStation's like, oh, I don't give a crap what you're doing with this. You ain't recording.
Yeah, I used to be that. It's this or nothing. Now I don't care. Whichever one's going to entertain me.
Yeah, how good's the game, and is it on a system I have already? And if it's not, man, can I get
How badly do I need it? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's like the new consoles coming out. They don't have any game that I need, so I will not be buying one of the new consoles right now.
Nope.
That and you can, well, depending on the phone you have, if the game came out and it's on a streaming service, say like Stadia or Game Pass.
Keep getting the downvotes when you mention Stadia. Keep going.
I didn't get one on the last one. I think people are warming up to it. But like if a game came out on Game Pass, well, here we go. I'm going to use this game again. I know you don't like it, but Cyberpunk 2077, if it ever gets released and it looks like it might be decent and I want to get it, I am not buying a console for that thing. I'll just stream. I'll get it on Stadia or Xbox Game Pass. Now it is coming out for the Xbox One supposedly. So, I mean, I guess I could get it and play it on there, but
yeah, that's one of those games that it's not coming out until it's out.
Yeah, and even then you got to make sure someone didn't screw up and talk about the original Cyberpunk.
Like I had to buy Duke Nukem Forever because it took so long to get.
And then it sucked.
I waited till it was like $5 at Target and then I bought it.
Oh, I didn't buy it still. I'm like, I heard such horrible things. I'm like, I don't need anything beyond N64's horrible controller setup tarnishing it.
It's unplayable, but I had to have it. Looks like I bought Guns N' Roses Chinese Democracy from Best Buy for 89 cents. I didn't want it. I never listened to it, but I had to have it.
You know what? There's actually a couple good songs on it. I liked it.
It's still in its cellophane. I got it somewhere.
Yeah, I've listened to it quite a bit. It's, you know what? It was kind of like, Guns N' Roses people sing, Slither, Temple, STP dude, lead singer, Scott Weiland. Yeah, he was what band did they put together to be the next Guns N' Roses, basically?
Velvet Revolver?
Velvet Revolver, thank you. It was kind of like Velvet Revolver. There was a couple really good songs, and then the rest were just like, all right, whatever.
I liked Velvet Revolver. I liked Audio Slave more, if we're talking about supergroups.
I was not an Audio Slave. I was a Chris Cornell.
Really?
I loved Chris Cornell. I was not a huge Soundgarden fan, and I was not a huge Audio Slave fan. But Chris Cornell solo, loved him. It was really weird. He was just a little bit different. Now, don't get me wrong. They had stuff I liked. Not enough for me to go buy their stuff. But, you know, back in the day when you'd buy a CD or something, you'd buy a CD with like 10 songs on it, and there generally was only like 3 or 4 decent songs on them. It was a crapshoot.
It depends.
It's I miss the old. God, you could never do it today either. But like Sunvolt, never knew who they were. Walked into a Sam Goody or something like that. Put the headphones on the wall. I clicked it and went, "Oh my God, I like this." Bought the album.
I remember that. I got a lot of bands doing that. And Barnes & Noble used to have that same setup too.
Yeah, I mean, you could never.
They'd have like the new ones that came out. They'd have like the new ones that came out, and you can be like, "Oh, what's this?" And then they had the ones below it. If you like this one is for you.
Yeah, and it had I don't know how Barnes & Noble's was, but like the Sam Goody one and stuff, it had that box and it had just buttons on it, like not like jukebox push buttons, but like just like the kind that would wear out after a while.
Yeah, I think Barnes & Noble had that same setup.
Yeah, that was awesome. I do miss that. That's one nice thing about Kendall's into a lot of music that I actually like and stuff, so she buys a lot of LPs and stuff like that. So it's kind of neat seeing that. She's in a lot of music I hate too, so I should not give her full credit. But Yeah.
Well, I'm a rock metal guy, so that stuff's all gone underground now. So you got to really search for it.
That or you just gotta go to Target. They don't seem to know that happened.
Yeah, I was going to exclusive company for everything because I'm like, nobody's gonna have this. And yeah, Target's got in this moment. I'm like, what?
Yeah, they
Holy cow!
it's like they don't give a crap. It's some dude from the 80s is just like, you know what? I liked it. We're gonna sell
Well,
it.
good. They need to keep that guy there because
I mean, I've always liked Target, but I'm really, really liking them more and more. They just have the stuff I want. It's, whether it's the NECA toys or the Mission Fleet Star Wars stuff. It's which is funny because they don't have a lot of Star Wars stuff anymore. It's just big holes in their inventory, and I'm fine with that because I only want that one thing.
nothing beats Walmart's toy aisle right now, which is bare.
Oh
Everything's
my
gone.
God. See, the one by us, every aisle's full except for one, and that's where the Star Wars crap should be. Or I shouldn't say should, is supposed to be.
Well, I mean, the ones out here, wrestling gone, Jurassic Park gone, Star Wars gone, everything's gone, Power Rangers gone. It's just an empty aisle, and it's been that way for months now. It's like, well, I know Target's getting this stuff because they restock. What's wrong with you?
It's funny you mention that because I noticed that too, that the wrestling and the Power Ranger stuff's gone. I'm like, why is that stuff gone? It's like, are you just not getting it in? Can you not keep your hands on it? Because if I go to Target right now, their pegs are full. And I know they're rotating through it because I see it changed. Well, unlike AJ Styles.
Shout out to Rocco.
Yeah, that was purely for Rocco. But I mean, maybe the stuff's not selling. Maybe Walmart went through their computer system and went, you know what, this stuff's not moving. Do not order it anymore. Run out of what we
all
agreed
of it's
to.
selling just because AJ Styles sits.
Yeah.
Everybody else seems to be gone, and the Power Rangers are always gone, but they never restock. Star Wars, I mean, yeah, the last stuff doesn't sell, but maybe the Mission Fleet would. I don't know.
Yeah,
Target always seems to have plenty. I don't know.
Yeah, I did end up picking up Chewbacca and Ahsoka. Yeah, but I have I did the Target Red card. Like, I didn't get the credit card. I got the one that's just linked to my debit card, so it comes out instantly. And then you get the 5% off then.
Yeah, I've had one of those for a few years now because I bought so much there. I'm like, I might as well be getting benefits for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a lot, but it covers most of your taxes. So I've even started doing the Target app, and I'll go through and go, is any of the stuff I'm getting in here? And then I add it. So that way when they scan my phone, it just deducts that off. I was amazed how much I've saved doing that.
You go to Target, the toy aisle, they're pretty neatly kept, right? I mean,
for the most
to an
part,
extent.
yeah.
And then you go back to the NECA aisle, and it always looks like a freaking bomb went off back there.
So
everything everywhere.
Is your Target like that too, where it's separated?
Yeah, it's behind the electronics.
Oh, are you going to the one on 124th?
No.
Oh, you're probably going to you have one out by you. That's right.
I have 4 or 5 of them out here. I don't need to go to that one.
That's true.
Although that's probably where they have the stuff I want.
I want to say the one on 124th and Capitol did have some stuff there when I was there last time. I know they had the Stranger Things Hopper's vehicle that came with the police badge. I'm still kicking myself for not getting that because I'm like, you know what? I should just go as Hopper one year for Halloween. There's the badge.
Got the official here.
Yeah. Well, that only takes me a day or two to get. That's not a problem.
Well, it's like, okay, NECA restocks that stuff pretty good. I mean, they'll have a new shipment every time I go in there. There's new stuff there that wasn't there before. But the Godzilla stuff, stop putting those out. Nobody's buying them.
Yeah. Yeah,
There's 15 of those everywhere. It's just stop sending those out.
Stick to the horror stuff. The movie cult classic stuff. That's the stuff.
Yeah.
Even that toony Bruce Campbell one, not the cool NECA one that we both have, but the NECA cartoonish one I have.
Yeah, the toonish one, yeah.
Gone the next day. I went back the next day.
Yeah.
They were all gone.
See, they got a Back to the Future set with that now, and they're selling out like crazy. That Toon one and the Ultimate ones.
Yep. Yeah, they can't keep those things. It's in fact, if you wanted to move some Star Wars, you should maybe put it by that stuff. Maybe a few will go just to impulse going, yeah, you know what? Why not? I'll grab this.
Well, when they've had the same Luke and Yavin ceremony, they've had the same 12 of those for the last year.
Yeah, that are all the Landos.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's a cool figure. Oh, I'm talking the 3 3/4 ones. Those
the vintage ones, right?
Yeah, they look really cool. They articulate. They did a great job with them. I only need one Lando. Why do you have 50 of them up there? You don't even
Yeah,
have the
nobody's
population to support this.
nobody's troop building Lando Calrissian.
Yeah, if you want to make, if you want to turn and burn and make some money on Star Wars, get troopers up there. Get clone troopers, get stormtroopers. I think First Order would even work, but probably not as well as the other two. But people want troopers. You can't have enough of them.
People troop build. They would take First Order if you could put them in there.
Yeah, I think they
They
would.
don't care. They just want to build their troops, and you can have rebel soldiers too. Those will fly.
Yeah, rebel
'Cause
soldiers.
They build the troops too for that.
Depending on the kind of system the collector's doing, you can even have Imperial troops. The gray uniforms.
Yeah.
They're not going to do as well as stormtroopers, of course. But I mean,
No.
if you're doing a fleet, they're going to work.
But who needs more than one Yavin Luke?
Yeah.
We don't need to send 15 of those in a case. That's
I mean,
and why? And how come Target clearance is everything within a day, right? But those they haven't clearanced in a year. They're dragging their feet on that specific figure.
so the clearancing at Target by me has not been like it used to be. Like back in the day, if it even thought of touching a peg, it was marked 50% down. Now everything is sitting.
Well, they've cleared some of the Baby Yoda crap out here finally.
Well, you have to. That crap. I mean, that stuff's not selling. Oh my God, it was too much.
It was too much and it was too late.
I'm okay with the too late part. I'm very happy about
Not
the
that
too
late,
though.
Not that late.
Yeah, they should have been ready to go, but I think they
should have been ready for like 2 weeks after that episode ran, and not 6 months.
I think 1 week would have been fine. It's
Sure.
Actually, to be honest with you, so many people were pumped for that to come out. I think you could have waited a couple days and just said, "All right, send it out, release the house."
I mean, now it's like, oh yeah, I remember Yoda, Baby Yoda. That was something that happened.
Yeah,
And you walked past it.
I will still stand by though that I am happy they did that. It's I don't want to go back on it, but the Xbox and the PlayStation thing, I'm finding so much stuff out later on that isn't true because everyone got all bunched up saying, "Oh, this is happening," and I'm like, wait a second, that's not happening. That's not actually what.
Well, you've always got to look at who's putting this out. If they got a Sony flag behind them, you probably don't want to listen to them bitch about Xbox.
No, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Same thing with thing that goes the other way.
It's no different than with Apple and Android. It's I mean, if I had a flag behind me, it'd be the Android one. But I mean, I've purchased.
Yeah, me too. But I've had both, and that one works better for me.
Yeah, I have an iPad Pro. It's not a bad unit. It's just not for me. It doesn't work. Plus, being a mobile streamer of games and stuff, you can't do that on the Apple. Well, with the platforms I'm using, I should stress. I don't want to get into Apple's ecosystem of their gaming system. Screw that. I want to have variety. So that's why I'll stick with Android.
Well, it's back in the day, the playground argument, Nintendo or Sega. Well, I had Super Nintendo, so I fought tooth and nail for that. But secretly, I would have taken a Genesis.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
There was games on there I wanted to play, Sonic and all that. I wanted to play it, but you had to be that guy on the playground. I'm Super Nintendo, so I can't waffle.
Only the rich, spoiled kids back then had both systems. It's like when I'm on Twitter and they're talking about what system are you going to get, and people are like, both. I'm like, yep, damn right, I'm going to get both. And then all of a sudden they follow it up like, when I was a kid, I had both of these systems. Like, well, screw you. It's fine you get both now. Don't talk about back then, you little bastard.
Yeah, back then you had to make the choice.
Yeah. Everyone had an Atari, had a TI, Texas Instrument. Little did I know.
ColecoVision?
Yeah. The funny thing is, Atari had everyone buffooned or whatever you want to say. Their graphics sucked compared to a lot of the other systems. It's no wonder that they killed the market.
Well, when you only have as a dial and one button, I mean, what can you do?
Yeah, they did actually come out with a sleeve that went over the joystick and gave you a top button, and you plugged your controller into the end of that, and then that plugged into the 2600, and so you had there was a couple games out there. I don't remember what they were. In fact, I've tried searching for this adapter. The only reason I know it exists is my neighbors had it. And there is a homebrew Super Mario Brothers out there for the Atari, and you have to play it with the Sega Genesis controller because you need both buttons to do it. And I'm like, God, I'd love to get my hands on that homebrew game and see if I could find that sleeve adapter and see if the guy made it so it would work with that. He did a good job with it, making it that fit on a 26. Obviously, it's not as good, of course, but...
I never had the Atari. I never had the opportunity until I was at your house that time. We played, what was that one with the tanks?
Chopper Command?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's
and I couldn't even get the thing to move.
well, I think my joystick was broken stuff. I've replaced that equipment, so next time I get you up here, we'll try it again.
One button joystick. I'm like, I can't even do anything. How?
Yeah. The funny thing is that was one of the better games because all you had to do was just shoot stuff.
Yeah, and I still couldn't handle it.
Yeah, it's. I know a lot of people have a lot of love for Atari, and I get why they do, but some of those games are hard to choke back down. It's
I mean, do they love it or just the nostalgia of it?
it's the nostalgia. Yeah, because they're way too difficult to choke down. Yeah, God no, I don't miss that at all. I miss my TI. That game was cool. It had some good games on it. You could you could get computer magazine. We got computer magazines. We were a geek family from the get go. But there would
Yeah,
be
I had Nintendo Power and Game Informer.
yeah these had clips in it that you could type into the TI had a keyboard and you type it in and you could back it up to a tape deck. It recorded it and you could play the games back. It was I actually have for the Atari 2600 a tape cassette cartridge that goes in there and you hook it to a tape cassette and there was games on cassette for the 2600 even. In fact, I heard that they released them on CD and if you can get those, but they're expensive. I should just download them, but I like to be legit sometimes.
Why? You know they're going to be like unplayable junk.
I know, it's just more of the once again, the nostalgia factor.
Yeah, I know.
I've seriously contemplated selling a lot of my older stuff off. I mean, I don't need it. I have Hyperkin's Atari system that they came out with and it works great. It has HDMI out. So, I mean, it doesn't upscale the graphics or anything, but what it does is the signal's so clean going over that it looks decent where, I don't know if you remember that time you were here, we're trying to get the Atari to look halfway decent on a, not even a 4K, it was a 1080.
Yeah.
And it looked like ass. Now I can plug it into my 4K and it looks clean.
Well, it's still going to look like ass, just clean ass.
Yeah. I mean, the edges are there. It's not all fuzzy and noise and staticky and stuff. But yeah, it looks like the original ass. Yeah.
I'm gonna date myself here. You'll know what I'm talking about, but I remember Babbage's.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when they had the big display of the 3DO up front. Like this was the next wave.
Oh, I remember that expensive.
Yep, I remember looking at like $900. I was like, holy cow! And I got that. You better not even bother asking for that. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Trust me.
I have a few 3DO games, but no system.
Why don't you? Is it still that expensive to get?
I have no reason to get it. The
Even the games.
The bundle thing I got. I have 3 games.
Oh, they just threw them in there.
Yeah, it was just like, well, we're not gonna get rid of these. Stick them in with those 360s. Yeah, it was one of those bundles where I got a few PS2 games, a couple 360 games, and they just those were in there. And to be honest with you, they didn't. It was one of those things where I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll put them on a shelf someday or something. All right, let's face it. I thought about getting the system, but yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, I'll never get that damn system, but they were just in there. I don't remember you know what? I want to say, now I'm thinking Killzone. What was the game again? Not Killzone.
Resistance.
No, the other one with the the big robot looking dude with the drill hand.
Oh, Bioshock.
Bioshock was, those games came with the group I got with the Bioshock. I actually remember that now. Because I was actually excited I got the Bioshock. I'm like, oh, I got to play this. And at the time, I don't think I had a system set up for it.
I got the collection on PS4. I think it's all 3 games. There
was 3 of them?
Yeah, there's the 1 and 2, and then... Damn, I want to say Infinity. It took place in the clouds. Like, the first 2 were, like, underwater.
I haven't... Oh, so it is a Mariner outfit.
Yeah, it's like he's got like the big diving helmet with the opening on it and the drill hand.
Yeah, I just thought it was like a robot or something.
And I want to play it again, but I remember I had such a bitch time with some of the levels in there. I'm like, I don't envy going back and having to play those again. I want to play the game because I love the game and it's beautiful, but there's some of those missions I'm like, I can't believe I did it the first time.
Just go back and play it. You'd be amazed. Sometimes those things go by so much easier the second time. You're like, oh, why was this such a struggle last time? Can go the other way too, where you're like, I blew through this last time. What the hell is going on? Yeah, now I want to get out. I have the, in that package, the cloud one came. So I have 2. I have one with the Mariner outfit and the little girl. I don't know if she's looking from behind him or if she's right in front of him or something.
Yeah.
And then the other one shows like their head's kind of big and their body's small because of the perspective, but it's the Infinite one.
Yeah.
I heard that Infinite one was really good. I never put them in.
Yeah, no, they're all three really good.
Now you want me? Now I want to sit down and play it. It's the gosh. Now I really want to. Is there any multiplayer online for that? Oh, you'd have it on PlayStation though. You wouldn't have it on Xbox.
I wouldn't play the online multiplayer anyway.
I was thinking if like you and I could play.
Oh, I gotcha.
Because I could actually capture. We could make a video of it even for Talk Troopers site, or throw it on the Pound Button site or something. We could capture it like we do for this, and you and I could just play and have it up there. So we'd be talking through this like normal, but then we would be playing the game.
We should do that for Battlefront someday.
Yeah, we could do Battlefront. That would work. Too bad we couldn't do SOCOM. You know what I should do? I should just set up a SOCOM server in my basement, and we should do some old school SOCOM.
Oh, SOCOM.
There's tricks to getting that set up though, and I'm lazy.
I understand.
Yeah, it's hard to mess with all those separate things.
Yeah, for those that don't know, we used to play 14, 15-hour marathons of SOCOM.
Yes, all day with Pizza Hut's help.
Yep.
Record. There we go. Yeah, that was weird. Losing internet. Well, could be worse. I could have lost all of my hard drives. That would have really sucked.
Yeah, that'd have been shitty.
Yeah, one of the things I got to do is figure out an outro. So I have an idea, and I was going to ask you about it before I committed to it. There is a link in Anchor, which is where I put all the podcasting, and then they dish it out from there.
Yeah.
You can actually have a link that we can put on the website that people can actually click on it, and they can record comments. And then I can go in and I can put them in our podcast, or we can listen to them and then go, all right, let's answer that one. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be like live having a person on with us, but it would be like we could have comments come in. So I was going to work on getting that set up. I figure worst case scenario is if it's dumb, we just don't answer it.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, it's so Stadia Cast and Nintendo Switchcraft. The same guy does both of them. Well, the Stadia one, he has a co-host also. But they're the ones I showed you before the podcast, and I listen to them all the time. Or, well, whenever there's a new one. But he actually has a lot of his intros done by people, like people call in, and they just do his intro for him. And then and then they say they're, like, so if it was like me from Pound Buttons or something, I'd be like, you're now listening to TalkTroopers.com, and this is Rich from PoundButtons.com, or something like that. Much nicer than I just did. But people will do that, and he's like, yeah, screw it, you gave me my intro, and he puts it up there. I've actually thought of contacting him. I didn't know how he was doing it until I started using Anchor, and now I know how he does it. But I was actually thinking of contacting him to see how it was done, because I wanted to do one for Pound Buttons. I still want to do one for Pound Buttons, but I'm thinking, I should do one for Talk Troopers also. But I'm like, yeah, anything to get someone's attention. Who knows?
Yeah.
God, lungs are just kicking my lately. Ooh, I'm down to only 20 pumps. Seems to be worse at night. Ugh. You know what it is? I'm talking more.
Yeah, that would be it.
Yeah, I do talk a lot. What time is it? It's 8:22. Well, I was gonna say, should we wrap it up? I actually think we might got 3 episodes in there, at least 2.
Yeah, there was that first chunk that we did. I had a nice flow. It was beautiful.
Yeah, there was a couple where I thought it might have staggered a little bit. That was when I was reading out of the book a little bit, but I think it snapped back real quickly. I think it went well.
Yeah.
It's funny because watching the video from last time when I was editing it, we went too late. In fact, it's part of it's what I posted, and you can tell we're both getting a little cranky in it because we're both getting a little snippy. Like,
really?
Not at each other, about the subject.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, and you can tell it's like, oh man, there's some hatred going on in there.
Well, it depends. I mean, what button issue that you push,
I'm pretty sure it was Microsoft.
Well, we did a lot of video games this one. Next time we have to make sure we do a little bit of other stuff, maybe.
Yeah, I didn't mean it to go that way. I just wanted to ask you a question to get, because I talked so much in the last one. But when I start
Well, no,
rambling,
I mean, I don't mind. I will always talk about them. And hell, as we get closer to them, boy, the one that we do the week those two drop, that's gonna be fun.
oh yeah, that's pretty much I am almost wondering if we have to be very careful about our language and we just do if we hold it to a half an hour, maybe even 20 minutes, and we do like a special week, and maybe like try to do 40 minutes one night. That way we have a backup. I can split in the two, and then
Yeah.
if we can't meet the next night, but we try to just hit one, just like marathon ones once in a while. Like on Twitter once, I did a thing where everyone was being so negative that I just crap. I swore. Hang on a second.
Well, this part don't need to record. This is like meeting planning stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm not gonna. So what I did was I did 30 days of pictures that made me happy on Twitter. I thought, you know what? Maybe it'll get some people going, because everyone's on there like, oh, why is everyone so negative? And then they say something negative. And so I went, all right, I'm going to go positive. So I went positive for 30 days, and it was getting old by the end. I'm like, I'm not even this positive. I don't give a crap. But I did it. I did it anyways. And thank God I went around my basement and pre-took a bunch of pictures, because there was days where I'm like, I'm not going to take a picture of anything. Oh, wait, I got something. And I was never so happy for the 31st day to hit, because I didn't post anything all day. And so I went back to my normal thing. And but it made no freaking difference. I was hoping it would do a run. Well, where I did with Pound Buttons, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do like one for every day. And this was early on in the beginning. And I made it 5 days before I'm like, I can't do this every day. But that was one of my bigger jumps in viewership. So I've come to the conclusion that Twitter sucks. I get very little traction from Twitter. Unless you're...
Twitter's garbage.
Yeah, I just put stuff on there because, you know what? If it grabs one person and they maybe spread it to someone else, I mean, you can't... Unfortunately, you can't say no to it, but at the same time, I don't worry about it if I don't make a post every day.
Twitter is a negative cesspool of hell.
Oh my God, Facebook was worse though. I hate
Facebook
to say
is
it.
probably just, they might be even. I don't know. I haven't been on Facebook in 8 months, I think.
I haven't been on in a couple months. I had to get off because of how bad it was. Twitter, I'm still floating on the edge, but it's getting, as we get closer to the election, it's getting worse. Oh, Angie's making pizza. Yeah. I love pizza.
I do too.
God damn.
Of course, there's not much that I don't love because I'm giant.
My God, I saw my gut the other day. So my back's been in a lot of pain lately in my knee, and I'm like, what the hell? And then I went and weighed myself. I'm like, oh yeah. All that weight I lost, I found it. It was hidden in the scale the whole time.
You know, it's funny. Oh, COVID, we'll be at home. We'll lose weight. Not a chance in hell.
Oh my God, no. No, that's my treadmill system right behind me. The thing stacked with all of that crap on it.
That's everybody's treadmill.
Yeah, it's
people probably have them $5,000 Pelotons with clothes hanging off them.
Yeah, no kidding. It's it was getting some use. I just started hanging on it. I don't know.
It's a lot easier to do that than it is to run on the stupid thing.
Well, and if you do want to clear it off, you just push the button and it flies off.
There you go.
Yeah. I got a plan for it. What I want to do is like put candy on it in a zigzag and then put my mouth at the end, turn it on and go like this.
Careful of choking.
Yeah, I'd be more worried my lip would touch the wheel and this tastes like soul. So if you made it to the end, you are awesome. Make it over to talktroopers.com and check out what it takes to leave us a message. This last part, I left it in there just because it was Scott and I just kind of talking about something maybe we'd want to do. And if you have any opinions on it, like I said, jump over to where you can leave us a voice message and we'll see what we can do about listening to it.